In the far reaches of the overworld, nestled between jagged mountains and expansive plains, lay the infamous Skeleton Canyon. It was a place whispered about in hushed tones around flickering campfires, a haunting stretch of land ruled by swirling mists, and the echoes of once brave adventurers who met their fate within its treacherous embrace. Many had traversed its winding paths, seeking treasure and glory, yet few returned unscathed, for the canyon held secrets darker than any mob lurking in the night. One enterprising adventurer, a young explorer named Alaric, had long been captivated by the stories surrounding Skeleton Canyon. Armed with little more than a wooden sword, a rusty pickaxe, and an iron chestplate gleaming faintly in the dim light, he resolved to uncover its mysteries. Clad in leather armor, he trekked through verdant forests and over treacherous hills, his heart set on the many rumored riches hidden within the canyon's bounds. As Alaric approached the canyon, the air thickened with an eerie silence, as if the world itself was holding its breath. A single sunbeam broke through the ominous clouds, illuminating the jagged rocks that framed the canyon's mouth. Green vines twisted around the stone formations, as though grasping for freedom from an untimely fate. Alaric took a deep breath and steeled himself as he stepped into the shade of the canyon, the granite walls towering above him like ancient sentinels. The ground crunched beneath his feet, each step echoing ominously against the canyon walls. Sunlight flickered dimly, as if the very light dared not fully enter this realm. Alaric's heart raced as he moved deeper into the twisting pathways, his senses heightened to every sound. The distant drip of moisture from stalactites, the soft rustling of gravel underfoot, and an occasional whispering breeze that danced eerily through the crevices. It wasn't long before he stumbled upon a clearing strewn with old bones, the remnants of previous explorers who had undoubtedly ventured into Skeleton Canyon with a hunger for glory. Their skeletal remains lay scattered among the rocks, their hollow eye sockets staring vacantly into the void. Alaric shivered, feeling a chilly draft that swept through the open space. A creaking sound emerged from the depths of the bones, and he could almost hear the fragmented stories echoing in his ears. The sight filled him with resolve, fueling his determination to succeed where others had failed. As he scanned the terrain, a movement caught his eye. An Enderman loomed silently at the canyon's edge, its long limbs swaying gently and its purple eyes brimming with mischief. Alaric knew that facing an Enderman was no trivial task. They were notoriously unpredictable. Remembering tales of how they were drawn to eye contact, he kept his gaze fixated on the ground, careful not to provoke its wrath. With careful steps, Alaric inched past the creature, heart pounding as the Enderman's gaze followed him, unyielding and unwavering. Suddenly, the air around him shimmered, and in a heartbeat, the Enderman vanished, only to reappear closer and closer, each teleportation creating a sense of urgency in Alaric's heart. He fled deeper into the canyon, glancing back to see the Enderman still pursuing him, swaying like a haunted specter, its slender figure framed against the rocky backdrop. The canyon's path twisted sharply ahead, and as Alaric rounded the corner, he stumbled into a narrow tunnel illuminated by a strange, flickering glow. The walls sparkled with veins of coal and rare ores, diamonds, emeralds, and redstone, a treasure trove of riches to the skilled miner. However, Alaric knew he must remain vigilant. This glimmer might well be a trap designed to lure adventurers into their doom. Crouching and peering cautiously within the cavern, he spotted strange symbols etched into the walls, faintly glowing with a ghostly light. His curiosity piqued. He reached out with his pickaxe to study them more closely. The moment the wooden tool scraped against the cool stone, a low rumble resonated through the air. The ground vibrated beneath his feet as though awakening something long thought at rest. Without warning, The bones scattered across the canyon began to rise, swirling and spinning with unearthly energy. Alaric staggered back as an army of skeletons, clad in tattered remnants of armor, emerged from the shadows. They creaked and rattled, their bony hands gripping rusted swords, their empty eyes burning with a dreadful and insatiable hunger. The adventurer felt panic rising within him as he sprinted back toward the safety of the tunnel, heart racing like a minecart on a steep track. Chasing after him, the skeletons clashed against the rock walls, their clattering bones echoing throughout the canyon like a disturbing symphony of demise. Alaric darted deeper into the tunnel, realizing too late that any sanctuary found within its darkened corridor was mere illusion. The bones of the fallen adventurers had awakened. Their lingering spirits identified him as a symbol of hope, and they would not let him escape. In his relentless scramble, Alaric stumbled upon a hidden chamber lined with obsidian. He instinctively recognized it as one of the legendary portals to the Nether, a forbidden world teeming with danger and treasures that drew explorers despite the risks. The portal flickered ominously, a swirling tempest of dark energy calling out to him. Faced with the choice of confronting his fate among the restless souls or diving headfirst into the unknown, his heart screamed for a way out. Gathering his resolve, Alaric sprinted toward the portal as a chorus of skeletal moans echoed fiercely behind him. With one final leap, he plunged through the swirling void, feeling its intangible power tugging him apart, and in an instant, he was thrust into the blazing heat of the Nether. As he landed in a fiery expanse, where lava streamed in rivers beneath the haunting glow of crimson skies, Alaric took a moment to catch his breath. The Dunya was alive with danger. Ghasts floated ominously through the air, while piglins roamed the land in search of unwary travelers. While his heart still raced from his harrowing escape, his alertness sharpened with the surroundings. But behind him, something stirred, dragging from the portal's edge. Alaric turned, finding the skeletal forms of his former pursuers emerging, their bony fingers reaching out for the adventurer who had escaped their clutches. He realized too late. There was no escaping the consequences of Skeleton Canyon. Fueled by instinct, Alaric raced away, weaving through the fiery terrain and dodging gas fireballs that erupted around him. He could sense the skeletons behind him, a relentless army of bony horrors spurred on by hunger for revenge. Yet he found an unexpected ally in the Nether. As a stray Enderman, a somber version of the mischievous creature that had haunted him before, came to his aid. It darted quickly, creating a moment of diversion, teleporting closer to the advancing skeletons, kicking up fiery debris along the way. Using this distraction to his advantage, Alaric rushed toward a fortress that loomed ahead, hoping the stronghold might offer some level of protection against his relentless pursuers. The castle's obsidian walls stood tall and imposing, and he dashed through its wide entrance, abandoning the thoughts of glory. Outrunning the chaos behind him was all that mattered. Inside, shadows danced along the walls as he sought refuge. Alaric stood breathless in the great hall, the weight of his exhaustion crashing over him as he began to realize the depth of his predicament. He was not alone in this fortress. Other adventurers, wearied but hopeful, had gathered, each displaying the marks of their own harrowing journeys. The Endermen, now manifesting a gentler demeanor towards him, offered a rare opportunity. With careful patience, the creature began to create a series of portals, guiding Alaric and the others toward their freedom as the skeletons clattered helplessly at the fortress gates. Laughter intertwining with tears buoyed the weary hearts of the adventurers as they hurried through portal after portal, escaping into the embrace of the daring world beyond. After a whirlwind journey filled with close calls and eerie encounters, Alaric emerged on a familiar hillside, the setting sun painting the sky golden and orange. The adventure had not ended quite how he had envisioned. Although he had not retrieved riches from the fabled Skeleton Canyon, he emerged with something far more valuable. Stories, friendships, and the knowledge that sometimes, in the vast and unpredictable world of Minecraft, escape is the greatest treasure of all.